Hi guys, it's Ben here from T-Rex Space Station. How's everybody doing? Apologies for my slightly husky voice. I've had a bit of a sore throat after screaming my head off at Alton Towers yesterday. Woo! Anyway, I've been away for the weekend, and when I got back, the power adapter for my Sega Saturn had arrived, which is fantastic. I've currently got 3 games on my Japanese Sega Saturn, and of course I just had to get Panzer Dragoon, which is a very iconic title on the system. One that I've seen lots of very good things about, and just thought I had to play. I have had a quick dabble on it since I got the console up and running, but really not very much. I'm not particularly good at it, but it's such a stunning game. It looks fantastic. I mean, sure, it's a little bit polygonal, a little bit pixelated, but I still think this game looks really, really good, and you can see how it's inspired a lot of more recent titles. There are certainly parts of this game where you're shooting the larger monsters that remind me of games like Shadow of the Colossus. Oh god, I just hit into a wooden plank. That wasn't very clever. It handles really, really well, and I don't know, as a premise, it's just fantastic. You know, what cooler an idea for a game could there be than riding on the backs of dragons like this? I don't know how long a game it is, how many stages there are. I think I managed to get to like stage 3 or something last time, and then I died because I'm not very good. I've got 3 games at the moment. I've got a couple of shmups, and I must say the system is really, really impressing me. It's so exciting playing a system that I've never had before. So I really didn't know what to expect, other than that I'd heard lots of good things and seen lots of good videos. But oh my, the shmups on this system just seem fantastic. I don't know, the system just feels like I'm playing an arcade, you know. Especially some of the shooters that I've got, they just really do feel like I'm in the arcades. And I guess that's what the Saturn has going for it. Great arcade ports, or great games that make you feel as though you are in the arcade. I think the system's very good for beat-em-ups and fighters, which are not really my cup of tea so much. Not massively into beat-em-ups, but you know, I'm willing to give them a go. But really I bought the system just because of the shmups. I guess the downside of a Japanese console is that I can't always understand everything in the games, so if I was playing an RPG that could be tricky. That's not really a big deal for things like shooters, is it? But the advantage, of course, is that there are a great deal of really good shmups that didn't make it to the UK on the system. Watching out for that weird Venus flytrap looking thing there. So the controls are pretty functional. You just got the D-pad to move around, and you've got the shoulder buttons to sort of look over your shoulders and do quick flip turns to the other areas. I'm just jamming the A button to do a normal shoot. If you hold down the A button, you can do a lock-on like that, which is very useful. I think mastering that will be a key to doing well in this game. It seems like most of the levels that I've played so far have like an outdoor area and an indoor kind of cavey type part, which is really great, mixes things up a lot. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Things are falling through the ceiling. Whoa! I don't know what's happening, but now I'm on the outside. Oh yes, I do remember this part. You get attacked by this giant ship type thing. And yes, this was just before when I was just about realizing that you could do this lock-on attack, which would probably make this boss a lot easier. I can shoot all the things at once. Yeah, of course, the way to survive in these games is to shoot down the projectiles that are hurtling towards you. You guys might have seen that I was a really big fan of the Sin and Punishment game on the Wii. I never played the N64 one, but it reminds me of this in places, actually. You know, the way that there's really great 3D elements, lots of things hurtling towards the screen. And this is very cool because it is on the rails, but it is also kind of fully 3D, you know, with the full 360 degrees of rotation. Really mixes things up a bit and makes things kind of suspenseful. So it's kind of like a hybrid, isn't it? It is on the rails, but it's more than your normal on the rails shooter because of that, as I said, full degrees of movement, which is really cool. I'm not sure of that many other games quite like that. I suppose Star Fox on the N64 had its full 3D elements, didn't it? But those were more kind of like separate stages where you could fly freely in between the on-the-rails moments. So still kind of a little bit different. It's dropping out missiles into the sea here. I've got to be careful just to shoot those before they come up and get me. Interesting aim reticle, isn't it? Swirling squares. Yellow and red squares. Very cool. Yeah, I'm still looking around on eBay at what kind of games I should pick up. There are so many great shmups that I'm just going to have to get. Even though I'm getting my ass handed to me by most of them. But of course the trick to all of these games is just practice, isn't it? Especially with the shmups, like you just play the level over and over again, get slightly better. Because of course dying is actually a really big disadvantage, not just because you lose a life, but because you start without power-ups. Episode 1 completed, cool. So each time you play you get a little bit further without dying, and that actually means that your progression is much better, because you start the next level then with power-ups and things. So that's seems to be the trick to shmups. I'm not talking about this game, I'm talking about the other ones that I've got, which I may show you soon. I'm purposely not telling you what they are. To build suspense. I mean, I often said that, you know, kind of like well-drawn 2D games hold up better to time than the sort of early 3D games because of issues with things looking very blocky and polygonal. But actually this really looks nice. Yeah, I just don't have that issue here, and I thought that I perhaps might. So of course a lot of the shmups on the system are kind of sort of hand-drawn or spritey or, you know, pixel art type. This is fully 3D and still looks quite nice. It's not much of an eyesore. I do sometimes have problems with the Nintendo 64 graphics actually. Everything very fuzzy, quite blocky, and yeah, I don't know, a little bit murky perhaps. I did try to play GoldenEye not so long ago, and I almost had to turn it off because it just looked horrible. I was like, oh dear. Also, I don't know how I used to love that game so much when I was a kid. We played it. My friends were just running around in circles trying to shoot each other. It was pathetic. It's like, is this really a secret 007 agent spinning wildly in a circle trying to pistol whip someone and spraying bullets into the floor? Did actually really enjoy the weakened version of GoldenEye actually. Really good game. And quite different from the original. Different enough to make it worthwhile. There doesn't seem to be any, I don't know if I've not set the controller up right, there doesn't seem to be any auto fire on this. So it's a real thumb jammer. Which I don't mind, but I'm guessing by the time you're getting to like the end of the 7th stage or something, your thumbs start to get a little bit tired. The old Smash TV thumb syndrome. I mean, saying what I was saying about Nintendo 64 graphics, I do still really love the port of Quake that we got on there. Actually a completely unique campaign mode, and a really, really good 4-player deathmatch type play as well. It does make your eyes feel like they're going to implode on themselves by the time you finish, but still a lot of fun. So yeah, maybe I can tolerate blocky pixelated graphics more than I thought. I'm going to have to look online for some of the other classic big titles. I mean, this is obviously one of the big ones, and I think things like Knights and some of the Sonic games on the Saturn, they've got to be on my list, haven't they? I can't just keep buying obscure Japanese shmups, although you've no idea how much I want to. Really nice graphics here, a lot of sort of butterflies flying past. It's these kind of sandworm type creatures that remind me of Shadow of the Colossus. I think there were a few enemies in that game that look very much like these. They're quite scary really, aren't they? Big crawly, snaky type, evil, scorpion-y things. I don't know, I'm just saying all sorts of different animals there, aren't I? I don't know how you would describe them, other than as quite scary. They're going to take a load of bullets, whatever they are. It seems if I do a lock-on attack, it will attack lots of different segments all at once. That seems to be the way to go. It's a shame there isn't a roll button, unless I'm, you know, just haven't got the controls right. I kept tapping the... Yeah, there isn't. Tapping the shoulder buttons to hope for a sort of roll, which would make a fast evasive manoeuvre. But never mind, it still handles really responsibly, very smoothly, quite pleasantly. Oh god, what am I doing? I'm aiming into the sand, that's not going to do anything. Oh, look at that, great graphics. It's sort of bits of shrapnel and skin and sinew all flying off all over the place. I do like a little bit of shrapnel flying off when I kill things. I like things exploding into giblets too, which is why I was a big Quake fan. It was all about the giblets on Quake. So yes, that's it. The multiple attack there will just pop a load of different segments into pieces. And it's quite cool that you get a radar function. I suppose you need that when you're in a fully 3D environment to see which angle the enemies are coming from, don't you? Got some scary tornadoes. Oh, here's a cool bit. Yeah. Oh god, he's behind me. He's flying fast. It's the first time to attack another Dragoon. Or Dragon, I'm just going to call them Dragons. Other Dragoon-based games that I have? Well, that would be Alicia Dragoon on the Sega Mega Drive, I suppose, which is also a really, really good game, but not one that I play very often. You may have seen some footage of that. I did do a video review a little bit earlier on. Really, really good shmup. No, not shmup. Really, really good platform game. For God's sake, this guy's giving me a lick of pace. Where's he gone? Right. Oh god, I'm getting hit by all from all angles here. And he's firing lots of rockets. Oh, that's where I should use the charge-up attack to get all those rockets that he's shooting at me. He's strafing me. Firing a strange Sonic-looking attack. Not Sonic the Hedgehog, but you know what I mean. Sonar even. Like a Sonic Boom type thing. Not too hard to dodge though, is it? The one that's hard to dodge is multiple missile type one. Right, come here you bugger. He's going down. His health bar's getting chipped away. Let's try and do a big lock-on attack on him. Oh, that's it. Yeah, got him. Well, this is Panzer Dragoon. Fantastic looking Saturn game. One that I'm really going to enjoy playing a lot more. I'm sure you've all heard of this. But if you haven't, well, you should check it out and possibly pick it up. Alright guys, take care and speak to you soon. Bye.